We've got ourselves into a pretty decent spot. 12 under on the first round feels a little bit like it could be shaky. You know, you see the leaders at these high scores, but we're kind of hanging around. The tee box moves up for round 2, which should hopefully be beneficial to us. High winds again out of the northeast this time. Moderate fairways, firm greens, and the green speeds move to default. So if we're up at tee box with the same winds, theoretically here, unless the tee boxes are kind of set up in a way where they're around the same distance, we should hopefully have a better chance at scoring here. And even on the first tee, this is going to send us down quite a ways. And should hopefully set us up with an approach shot that is some sort of wedge. Get ourselves up and down for birdie on the first and get things underway. Yeah, the internet, it's not even the internet. I think at this point, Lucas, I've had a couple times recently where it just complete cuts out. So I don't know if that's something to do with my internet or if that's like something with Twitch. Because I don't drop any frames. It goes from connected to not connected. And I don't lose connection on anything else. So I'm going to just assume that the disconnect has something to do with Twitch's side. I've had it a couple times recently. I don't know if I need to change servers, and try something different there. 148 greens. Okay. If it was your work internet, no. It just it did a hard cut, was out for a few seconds, and then came back. Fortunately, I'm local recording these rounds, so the rounds don't have any issues, but yeah. Definitely a bit weird. Okay, I am going to take a bit of a gamble here and say that this gap wedge pitch is going to carry and have enough momentum to get through this hill and up to the hole. That's the gamble that I'm making, and I hope that is an accurate assessment. We've been a little bit slow on these pitches. That seems like good distance. We need the hop and then a little release. I can deal with that. A little bit slowed down from the uphill. But sitting ourselves at 10 feet. Alright, this is going to be the first real test, because this is faster greens than the last round. A bit of an eye test here. I'm going to give it just a little bit more. Okay, that's the right call. It's a good job on the eye test. It makes me question things maybe a little bit in terms of the kind of weight that I'm giving to the slopes of these grid lines. And again, we're fighting with these slight headwinds on the diagonal. Not having such a great time with them of late. We're downhill. We're already a few yards short. I guess that's the thing I have to look at. We're already still 3-4 yards short here. Wind plays in. That slope is already 5-6 yards short, so I think you have to give it some D-loft and maybe put some spin back on it. Try and give it a way to stop. A little bit slow. I like the line. Oh, this is going to be great. Sit. Still a little bit of release as it goes down the hill, but that's a really, really solid spot to be. Up and in. Nice part is, even though it rolls out a little bit, leaves us with the uphill putt to the hole, so we're able to be aggressive start off our second round the way that our first round started, getting the birdies going. Now, I kind of hate fairways like this, so I guess it's kind of forcing our hand. Have to go 3-wood here. Get the ball down in the flatter part of the fairway. As much as I want to throw it up there and give ourselves a nice little pitch shot up to the green, I think that's one thing that this course really does, is kind of force you to play it in a certain way, which not really how I like going about it, but you know, it is what it is. 151. I think that this stock pitching wedge is just a little bit past the hole, so I'm actually going to put some backspin on it. So I think that's going to be enough to balloon this ball up a little bit, take some distance off, and then make it stop. Pulled it a little bit left, but if it's good distance, we should have an uphill putt, which it is. But we catch it on a slope. So that pull on the same direction, yeah. It's a tight little window to put it in. And we pull it just in the same direction that that slope is at our feet. Getting everything going in the same way. All right. I think where I needed to be, I think, somewhere in between my original aim and where I moved it out there. Having a hard time still kind of gauging some of these longer putts. But I think we're slowly but surely kind of picking up the pieces as to how we should be playing them. Alright, a little bit slow, but this banks all from right to left. This will be perfect. This will be absolutely spot on. Give ourselves a nice little pitch in. It's uphill. The line's pretty steady. It's going to put us into the wind a little bit. I think just like a little bit aloft. Just like maybe a touch aloft and touch a backspin. Get this floating up there. Come back. That felt slow, yeah. That was not good. So concerned with I've been hitting the pitches fast of late, so been a little bit more on the slow side, and that is not paying off here. We've got big slopes left to right. It's not going to be super simple. Hopefully, though, we're going to be able to get the right read on this. I think it's going to kind of be okay for a bit, and then it's like as it goes on the last little portion here, we're going to get quite a bit of turn going. Might be a little bit too firm. Yep. There's the firmness. 8 feet past the hole is not okay. You want to be confident in your stroke, for sure. But you definitely never want to be putting yourself in this situation where you're looking at this much distance and break coming back. Big save, though. Big, big save. So birdie, birdie, par, par. Gotta get things turned around. And thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. All the support. Well, let's turn this ship around right here, right now. That's a beautiful drive to start. And if all goes well, we are definitely going to be putting ourselves into decent striking distance. So 111 yards on the carry, 114 to the hole. Got a little bit of wind behind. It's on a diagonal. Gotta expect a little bit of something. I'm gonna say that because we've got this lie from left to right and wind off the same way, we're actually gonna get a bit of a push in that direction and get a little bit extra distance. So I'm gonna give this a little bit of loft, let everything kind of feed left to right. If we're too far right, we've got to slope back right to left. It's a beautiful strike, a little bit under hit. There's that right hand side, kick left. Beautiful. A little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. All right, back on the birds. Back on the birds. 418. I think this is kind of another one. Leave it out here. I'm going to give this full backspin to carry that bunker. Push it a little bit right, but I think we aimed it out enough left that this should sit down, hopefully, unless it takes some sort of crazy kick off of these hills. Yeah, I gotta give myself, as much as we've struggled with the pitch, I think the distances that the pitch gives you the opportunities is second to none. So definitely need to keep putting myself into these situations. .85. I don't think we lose 5 yards. But I think give it a little bit of spin here. Play it out to the left, and then we just hit it with some confidence. There we go. There we go. Good distance. Good bite. Wind still played a bit more, which is always kind of crazy to me, but at this point I've just come to learn that the wind is something that I don't quite click with. Trying to click with it, but, we're just... we don't get along so well. Alright, I don't want to keep up the, I don't want to go birdie, birdie, par, par, birdie, birdie, par, par. Let's try and flip the script here. Try and tack on some more birdies. Keep things rolling. Yeah, what's going on, Brands? Eagles signing wide receivers today. I saw Julio Jones, which, if it was 5 years ago, I'd be really excited. Still fairly excited at the possibilities with him as a number 3. Was there another? You said wide receivers, so was there another signing? Julio's the only one that I saw before going live today. Just him? Okay. I mean, still pretty crazy, because if he's got any of that potential, if it's just the talent around him that's caused the, downturn in performance. Good as a mentor. Yeah, which is kind of crazy because, you forget how young Devontae is, and, A.J. Brown is still fairly young by comparison. But to have him as a number 3, good for Zacchaeus. I don't know what this means. Like, I don't know if this means that Zacchaeus is going to get dropped or if Watkins is going to get dropped. I feel like Watkins is probably on the short end of the stick here now. All right, 57. It's 22 yards to go. Looking at this, I mean, we probably get 10 yards out of it. So let's say 57, 67, downhill, downwind. We're going to get some more. Low 70s, bounce and release. Yeah, I think stock pitching wedge is going to be the play. Going to drift right to left, play just a little bit more right because of the way the green slopes. Ah, Colby. Colby. This is the same thing that we did. Just force the swing. Same thing that we did in round 1. Same dang thing we did in round 1. What a wasted opportunity. I mean, not to say that we're going to score. I mean, it very well could have been too much, but just like force the swing, slam the stick forward. Watkins went on IR. Okay. Yeah. I mean, depending on how he does though, like I feel like Quez is the one on the hot seat in the wide receiver core. I feel like he's made some steps. He was the liability. He's made some steps, but like Zacchaeus has done well in his role. So it'll be interesting to still see how things pan out. I feel like if I try and do something where I like bring it in here and bank it, it's gonna end up somehow out. But I don't think with this kind of slope and speed, I think if you land it in here and you run it, it'll roll down a long ways anyway. So 218 uphill and then out here, or 239. Think this hybrid, just like way out to the right, let it feed, and then we have that embankment on the left-hand side of the green. Or we're gonna just go straight at it because I completely overplayed the wind. I mean, aiming it way out to the right, I think, was always the super safe play. Who do I watch when Hemo's not on holiday? It depends on like the mood I'm in. I was kind of caught up in work today, so I was just listening to music in the background. I mean, he's normally my like daytime guy. I'll watch Gamer in the afternoons a bit when he's on. But like daytime, like I'll sometimes pop into some old friends' streams and stuff from over my years on Twitch, but yeah, a lot of times like I just have him on as background noise or music or whatnot. I'm not necessarily like dead set on watching Twitch. Because, yeah, gotta understand, like, it's my like, white noise sort of thing, so music also will do the trick. You gotta make that adjustment. Gotta make that adjustment. The longer ones break more. Okay. I'm keeping mental notes. The putting is gonna take time. That was slow. This is deja vu. We made birdie last time. I'm gonna put myself right in the exact same bunker in the exact same spot. Or not. Wow, that's actually gonna stop right there. Okay, so we might just be able then 279 to the hole. We've got a really good lie. It rolls off in the back, so you actually have to worry about it a little bit. I don't want it to roll all the way out, but I do need it to get to the green. Pulled it left. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. I mean, I think the way that was bouncing, we were out the back of the green anyway. If I'm being completely honest with myself. Too much? I mean, I didn't think it was that much. I would have expected maybe the lie in the grass there to do something a little bit more to it, but okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, just putting the trust in it. We almost repeated the pattern, but able to squeeze an extra birdie out of it. Oh man. So AK, how are we feeling about the fills? Last night was a little bit stressful then after that start. Like I was super hyped to start, got a little bit. These games are getting stressful towards the end. We gotta get something going, runners in scoring position. Alright, I'm going for the bold shot here. Trying to split the gap. It's not a lot of fairway to work with. But if we can find it, which it looks like we're gonna be able to, it's just gonna create so much of a better opportunity for us here. I mean, look at this. Look at this distance. The wind is really going to be at play, though. I'm playing D-Loft on it. I know that might not be great, but I feel like that wind needs it. Oh, and I think we're actually spot on with that. Oh man. All right. All right, starting to get a feel for it. At least at the moment I can try and convince myself that we've got somewhat of a feel for that, the way that headwind plays. It's just, it's nasty. When that wind is kicking up to 16, 17 miles an hour, you gotta be so sure of it. So sure of it. All right, we're flirting with danger here. I don't love it. But this lob wedge has to carry for me. Perfect power, on line, short off the green. I knew I was flirting with it. I mean, we've got an uphill chip shot, but yeah, just kind of a tough one to squeeze in the right spot. Gonna be a little high. Ooh, back door. No. Yeah, I'm expecting like that diagonal wind. It's if it doesn't play the extra distance. I'm gonna play this the exact same way that we played it in the last round. Just play like the big draw around the corner into the hill. This time it's a little bit softer. No, we're still gonna get out to the light rough. Okay. The added benefit compared to last round is there's a little bit more room to work with, but have to keep in mind here that I don't know that this is like steep enough to roll back. It rolls off on both sides, so we have to be pretty accurate in terms of how much we think this is gonna play left to right. I think we are just kind of playing this and expecting it to roll out and hit that backstop and hopefully come back. I don't think there's much else of a play here. Really good line. It's right at it. It's going to bounce past and go towards the back. Just so long as we're not peeling off to the left. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, doesn't come back. It's maybe just not fast enough on the greens, or maybe we don't get the ball high enough. Sticking at 15 feet, it's not gonna be simple by any stretch of the imagination, though. This is like, where do you pull this back to No way! Come on, man. Just can't. But we miss it high side, so like, I think it's gotta be that last little adjustment that I make. It's gotta be that last little adjustment that I make. So we're still learning. We're still learning these putting reads, but I think all in all, starting to definitely find the high side of the cup, which is a very promising sign going forward. Because I am one who tragically misses low very frequently, so the fact that we're starting to find high side, starting to kind of understand where the mistake in the read is, or making that extra adjustment. Really, really good stuff for us going forward. Alright, so wind in the face. That means that we're going to have to bring D-Loft into play here, I think. Played that a bit too slow. We're going to hang out right, lose some distance. But if we're ending up 15 feet short on a slow of that caliber, I think that means that we were pretty well on point. I think I have to be pretty pleased with that. Somewhere out in this vicinity. Hit it nice and confident. Break across and in. Yeah, these putts are coming together. These putts are coming together. Got to get our ball striking game back on point. And we're going to go a long, long way, I think. Like right here, I think a little bit of D-loft on this gap wedge. And I think we're going to park ourselves pretty close to this hole. Drifting a little bit slow. Oh no, I did. That was the one thing that I thought might happen. I thought that wind was gonna play just a little bit more. Oh no. Alright, I got a little too confident with that, I guess. Okay. What is the backside of this green distance-wise? 30? Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is a very testing shot. That's a nice recovery. If we can go up and down for par from there, that's a huge save. Absolutely huge save. Wow. Wow. So overplayed. So thought the wind was going to do just a little bit more. I think I kind of blanked out on the fact that it was a wedge, so I gave it like full on. I gave it full on what I would for an iron. And then played the D-loft. So I know where the mistake is there, but that's a massive save. Hey, thank you guys. How's it going, Wizard? Chupacabra, welcome back. Oh man. Alright. Oh, this isn't gonna be fun. But we made that save, so how hard could this be, right? Hey, what's going on, Kurtski? How we doing? So ooh, man. All right, uphill, the wind is on the side a little bit. This is gonna play so far out to the right. I'm terrified of what's gonna happen here, but let's just say 95% is gonna be like 7 yards. So that's 132. High 120s. Kurtski, thank you for the follow. This is gonna shoot way out, isn't it? Not much golf on today? Yeah, not much. It's Tuesday. You don't have IRL golf stuff going on. Apparently there was some IRL golf news today. Hemo's out of town. Vapor with the follow as well. Thank you guys. Not sure why you weren't before. Hey, well you are now. And that's all that matters. I'm like desperately lost on this shot. Being in the rough really screwed us up. Being in the rough really screwed us up on this one. Especially given that 119, 120. It's not going to get out that far, but this downhill slope. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's just say we get a few yards out of it, right? Then the big kick, and it's not gonna quite immediately. And give it a little bit of backswing. Jeez. All right. Well, I'm expecting this to play way out to the right and then come back over a little bit left. I just hope I don't miss the green to the right. That's the big thing. Oh no. That is way shorter than anticipated. So tailwind didn't give enough, or I guess realistically what probably happens there, I think realistically what probably happens there is I overlofted. Why are those carrying so far? It's either the hill that I'm on is not taking off as much, or I'm like just drastically overhitting some of these chip shots. And I think it has to be the latter. I think I have to be just completely overhitting them. All right, big putt. Ah, just scraped it low. All right, I was hoping to avoid the bogey, but yeah, that's tough. Like, I guess because the problem is I'm going for the score, right? I'm going to put myself into an opportunity for a birdie, but what ends up happening out of that is I leave myself out of position, and now all of a sudden we're scrambling to find par. So the issue there is definitely aggression. You know, the light rough that we're finding on these holes isn't too bad in the most general of senses. I didn't realize that for some reason I thought this was bowled, not a downslope the entire way. So kind of making things hard on myself. All right, uphill lie. I mean, we're not losing much. That's kind of the hard part with this. 65. Full backspin. And a little bit of loft. Like, I have to be okay. I don't need to get this right at the hole. The backspin, like, I just need to not go long. I think that's the only thing here, is like, don't go out the back of the green, otherwise we'll be okay. Decent tempo, decent line. It's gonna want to bite, but we have a hill there to kind of hold it in place, so. Touchy shots here. Very much so in the not super comfortable department. All right, come on now. Let's find birdie. Creep on in. No! Why you gotta be like that? All right, I was really hoping to double up here. I was hoping to do 12 and 12, or honestly, I was hoping to do better than 12 and 12. Unfortunately, we are looking at a best case scenario of birdie eagle, if all things line up for us, which is going to be 12-11. But it doesn't mean we are down and out of it. I actually think there's something to be said about just, I don't know. Is it crazy to think if we just drive it across the green to the back, That's a bet. Well, I'm moving the joysticks in all the wrong directions. This is where I want to be. If we drive it out the back, we leave ourselves with uphill. Or if we go left of the green, also kind of uphill. So, really kind of begs the question, like, how much do we trust our ability to... Just need to be, like, long... Not too long, but long enough. And left. I mean, I'm gonna obviously hit it in a way where I can maybe give myself a shot at something stupid on the green. Like, it creeps out to the heavy rough. Like, yes, this is a longer shot. But I have to think that you hit it into this front edge with maybe some sort of spin on it. Uphill, and then it can go? I don't know. I feel like this is a play. Downhill Live was actually kind of crazy how far that played out. Hey, what's going on, Mike? Thank you for the luck. Alright, well... Unfortunately, that downhill lie takes us too far. So we're left with the downhill putt. Obviously, the hope is to kind of stop it on the upslope going towards the hole. No beans there. No beans there, but... see how we feel about this putt. Can actually be a little bit more cautious on it. Played all 4 rounds. No, this is the 17th of round 2. We're gonna play rounds 3 and 4 tomorrow. We're off on Thursday this week, so streaming tomorrow. Head out of town on Friday. Gonna be in Phoenix and actually gonna catch a Phillies playoff game while we're out there. That wasn't the intent, but happened to work out beautifully. All right, going just a little bit more. Still gonna miss it low. Dang, just had so much. Well, I guess the one thing is I played it maybe a little bit too little pace there. But also the fact that it just struggled a little bit. The first part of that break was just so much. You need to find fairway. You need to find fairway. Perfect. All right, we get 365 yards, 172 in. Let's finish with an Albie. Why not? That sounds good to me. I guess the why not would be for several reasons, but I need this. I need this to not land on... This is the hard part. I don't want it to land on the fairway because that fairway is going to be absolutely massive in terms of bounce. So we can get it to this, like, right side. Maybe with some bite. So we want to go from, like, here, right? Oh, man. This is going to be tough. This is going to be very, very difficult. Definitely going to try and see what we can do, though. All right. Big strike. Pulled it a little bit left, so that's going to bring everything that I was concerned about potentially into play. We just miss it. Come on, release down to the left. Go home, ball. Go home. Oh, man. What a shot. We're going to finally grab our eagle, though. In the 18th of round 2. We strike. Bogey on the card in both rounds. Round 2, also missing out on some scoring. Yeah. People are definitely ringing in some higher scores. Lost a little bit to the pack. I was hoping we could double up 12 and 12, get ourselves into that sort of top 30. Unfortunately, we drop a few strokes. Course is just playing tough. I think we've done a really good job in terms of our putting. I just haven't been able to get the ball super close to the hole. Our proximity has been struggling just a little bit these past couple of weeks, and ironically, putting is now bailing us out. So if we can get the two to click together, we're going to be in for some great, great scoring. But we'll be back tomorrow, kick off round 3. Looking forward to it.